Yo, what up? This is Hopsin, and you watching Hot New Hip Hop.
So first and foremost, I want to talk about Ill Mind of Hopsin 9.
Mm-hmm.
This one definitely sounds like super personal.
Yeah.
So is there a particular reason like this one's like that personal for you?
Well, it's just about my son, and that's just, I feel like as personal as it can get. So, I just wanted to make a song for my son, to my son, so he can understand things, when he's older, because I don't know what's going to happen in the future with his mother and and I don't know I don't know how I'm going to see him at the moment. So, just wanted to pretty much let him know that I'm thinking about him and he's been on my mind. So when he looks back at this, he'll know that I wasn't the piece of shit father that I made out to be by his mother, and that, attempts were made and it just wasn't working out.
Do you think his reaction will be good to it? Like, what do you foresee him reacting to?
It depends on if he's in the Matrix or out the Matrix. Chances are he'll be in the Matrix living with his mother, so I can see that he may take offense to it, but he will know that his dad was a real motherfucker, and if he is around me for long enough, he will understand that the song was never intended to hurt his feelings, or I say a few things in the song that, people can take the wrong way, but, if he ever gets to know me, he'll know what I meant and how I meant everything, So, yeah, hopefully he's out the Matrix.
There for sure.
Yeah.
Out of all the Ill Mind of Hopsins, what's your favorite one? Is it this one?
This one was the most painful to make. I would say Ill Mind of Hopsin 7, one about God. That one is my favorite one. Yeah.
This one kind of has like a Eminem-esque kind of flow to it, and like even the music video with the kid watching TV and all that, it's just very reminiscent of like the early Shady era. Did you notice that when you were making it?
Yeah, I definitely, even with a lot of songs in this album in general, no shame, I used a lot of Eminem and D12 like inspiration. I just went back and listened to a lot of their music, because I felt like that was the stuff I came up on, and I felt like I was losing touch with that side of me, of like creating that raw, real, meaningful, edgy music. So I just, I went and bought all the D12 albums, all the Eminem albums all over again, and I embedded it in my mind, not to just like jock it and completely try to mimic it, but I just wanted those vibes to be flowing throughout the album. And yeah, so and that's all. I mean, it's kind of always been in my music as well. You can tell, but yeah, it's I can see it.
It's funny because one of like the comments on our site from one of our users was like, "This reminds me of like '97 Bonnie and Clyde," and it's just interesting. Like the concepts between everything are so much similar. Was that something like kind of your brain at all, or?
No, it wasn't. That's not necessarily what I was going for with the song. I mean, it just may have come off that way. But like I said, the way the beat was and everything, it was very like inspired by Eminem D12. So it's just, and that just in itself is going to put off those vibes throughout, because they all had their vibe in their music where it was very similar, and so it's just that's the closest thing that it can be related to, is that Eminem sound. It is what it is. I'm not. Yeah, it's definitely there though. I can hear it.
One thing I really like about you, and it's so much different than what you get in most of rap, is like you seem very like open with vulnerability. Like you're very like out there with your feelings and your thoughts.
Yeah.
A lot of rappers keep that shit to themselves. They're not really vulnerable online. Like it never comes out. Maybe when you get them in here for an interview, you hear certain things. But like, you're just like the same now as you are every time I've come across you on Twitter or whatever it is. So like, just kind of like talk about like that vulnerability and just being open about your feelings with your fans. Like, how important is that to you?
I think it's very important, but I'm just that type of person in general. I'm just very open about just lots of things in my life. Like even when I meet women for the first time, and just the way my mind is when I talk to them, they're like, "Wow, we're FaceTiming and you're taking a shit on our first FaceTime," and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, does that change? Like, okay, yeah, I'm not like filming my ass taking a shit, but you know, I'm just like, I just do what I want to do. I don't give a fuck. Like, because I'm gonna do it regardless. Everyone else is doing. We're all who we are, no matter what. Whether we hide it, cover it up, we are who we are. So I feel more comfortable with like just knowing I'm walking around without a mask on.
Yeah.
Like fuck it. Like if I'm like okay, because whether it's me feeling a certain way about my ex-girlfriend or me feeling a way about my son or whether it's with God or whatever it is, I just let it be known, because if we're all hiding it, then society just becomes a place where we're just all wearing masks and everything just fake as fuck. And then and it's like, hey, we're all pretending we don't have these crazy wild thoughts and we don't do weird things and this and that. Like, I don't want to be that person. I want people to look at me and remember me as like, yo, he was a genuine person, you know, he was just himself. So yeah, I could easily put on a mask and just pretend like everything's all good and just make generic songs and all that, but I've tried it. It's hard for me to be that person. Like even in interviews, I'm like, okay, this time I'm gonna just, like in the past, I'm just gonna not say real things. I'm just gonna do a generic interview, and I can't do it. Like, but to me, in my brain, it doesn't process it as do real shit to make them like you more. Like it's just what happens. Like it just, to me, I don't see it. It doesn't. There's nothing in me that goes, don't say that because they're gonna not like you anymore if you say that, and they're gonna look at you. I go, I don't care if they look at me that way. I am who I am regardless, so they love me or hate me, it just is what it is, and I don't want to be fake.
It seems like that's such a simple thing to do, but it's the most refreshing thing to hear.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just not how it is.
No, and I understand that. I know. I see it all the time. People struggle. People struggle with being real. They don't know how. They like it. Like shuts them down. Like I don't know what real is. I can't be that, and they can only be it behind the scenes. And I admit, you know, I'm not like, there's certain things I'm not just 1,000,000,000% real at all times where I just fully put everything out there. Like I have my limits, but I just feel like I'm just a lot more open than your average person.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like a snowball effect for a lot of people. Where it's just like they get a little fake, and then it's just more fake and more fake. By the time it's like 2 years down the road, they look back, it's like nothing even alive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's retarded, and I don't like that. I love real people. Like, yeah.
Do you ever have a moment where maybe you've overshared? Like let fans in a little like too much into your life?
What did I let me see. Have I don't feel like I have. Everything I've done, I feel like I've done it with confidence. Yeah, maybe I'll get older and look back and be like, why the fuck did I do that? I was stupid for sharing that information. But right now, I'm owning everything.
So like on Funk Volume, like how'd that affect you? And like, what's your relationship with that right now? Is it?
It affected me like emotionally because I felt like we were all just like brothers, and we all had to break apart, and you know there was a lot of negative tension between a few of us, and I feel like I was right, and some people will go, you always think you're right, but I'm the only one popping right now. I had to be right somewhat. I didn't pull any Illuminati strings. I didn't do anything. Like, this is all off of my fucking mind, my fucking business ways. I know what I'm talking about, and some people, when I get disrespect, I feel disrespected when people are around me so long and they know my work ethic, they know what I am, and they think that I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to certain things, when the facts are there. And I just, so it kind of bothered me emotionally, you know, it rubbed me the wrong way. But I just had to eventually just let it go, you know. I was very upset about it for a long time last year, but I'm over it now. It is what it is. They made their choices, I made mine, and I wish the best of luck to them. I just know I'm going to be good regardless. So yeah, bounce back. That's exactly what it is. And my bounce back game is always strong, always.
Speaking of just like looking at new artists, I saw on Twitter a couple days ago, yesterday, 2 days ago, you kind of like shouted out Joyner Lucas.
Yeah.
In his video.
Yeah.
It's a crazy concept.
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely insane concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What like other rappers are you listening to these days? What inspires you today?
What inspires me? Let's see. Definitely seeing videos like that Joyner Lucas song and all that. That is definitely inspiring. It reminded, seeing that video, it reminded me of like where I remember when I was in a place like that. It's not with the racial stuff, but from Joyner Lucas's perspective of making those type of songs. Where I'm like, damn, I forget that dope concepts are dope to the world. Like like sometimes you lose touch because you're so caught on this, hey, turn up, hey, and then you're like, hold up, I forgot that concept music is actually dope if it's done the right way. I don't believe in the Grammys. I don't believe in the Grammys. It's just, is it judged fairly, or is it like, and what is it about? Because I feel like this is what I hate about the music industry. They make it seem like, yo, these artists are the hottest artists alive right now. They're #1 hits, this and that. And it's like, are they really #1? Or are they #1 because of their circumstances that they're in and who they're around? Like, is it really, 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 really an organic #1, or was there some magic sauce sprinkled on their careers? And you can't bunch and you can't. And I hate the fact, like, when people see an artist like myself and then they'll look at a big artist and be like, you're nothing like him. Like, bro, we are in two different worlds. Like, I learned how to breathe in outer space. They don't breathe in outer space. They're breathing with oxygen tanks all around them, and they don't run out of air. Not because they're that dope, and not saying they're whack or anything, but it's just that they have plenty. I learned how to breathe in space. Like, and there's this few artists who can breathe in outer space where we're like, and we just like became these beings who can breathe in outer space, but no one counts outer space. They're like, and I think if it's the music industry, it should be judged fairly, because these independent artists versus a lot of these mainstream artists, like a lot of independent artists can still shut the malls down when they walk in there. Like, I can go places all over the world and like pack out venues, people, like it's the same, but it's the same like type of reaction, you know, when I step outside, people see me or whoever, or any other celebrity, like they're like, oh shit, there's so-and-so, whatever. But these Grammys are not good. Like this whole industry is just all like bullshit. It's like, hey, I know you, let me put you in the, let me nominate you, whatever. And I'm not, and I'm aware, I'm not saying I deserve to be nominated, because I personally feel like anything I've done recently does not deserve to be nominated, even if they did know me. So I'm not saying like they're hating on me. I'm just saying there's a bunch of other artists out there that I know. And for example, like the Joyner Lucas record, that should be nominated. Mm-hmm. That next year, that should be nominated. If it's not, like it's bullshit.
It's like Q-Tip just the other day, when he was like, even people didn't get nominated, but you had us perform at the Grammys the year before.
Yeah.
It's like, how fucked up is that?
Yeah. It's stupid. That's why I just think they're all just biased towards the people that they know or whatever. It's not a real system of like, okay, let's look at hip hop and let's like see who's moving what. It's just all off of like, okay, this person's with that company. Let's talk to the head guy. Let's just get him in here because we know him. That's like, yeah, it's stupid. Yeah, I just I don't believe it. Like in order, I want to see the guy at the Grammys. I want to know whoever is picking that. I want to talk to them and go, have you heard all these artists' music? Did you go through everything, or did you just see the artists who had that push and were at the top of the billboards or whatever because they had that major push? Did you go through everything, listen to everybody's song that's so-called powerful, and then judge it from that point of view, or did you just go, oh, Drake, Rihanna, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, so, okay, let's just get them and throw them in there.
Okay, last question. It's another trending topic, and I asked because I feel like you're probably one of the only people that could also do this. Mm-hmm. And it was like Eminem puts his distaste for Trump on wax.
Yeah.
Is this something you would ever explore in that manner?
With Donald Trump?
Yeah. Like in that open and like just pure.
Oh yeah, I would do it if I felt that way. I don't feel that passionate about attacking Trump. I'm not saying I like him, I'm not saying I hate him. I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like it's just a thing that I just don't think about it. So if I felt that passionate about, you know, what he was doing, I definitely would. But yeah, I just don't care about the situation. But when I saw that, yeah, it's definitely ballsy of him to do, especially being in his.
He definitely didn't have to do it.
Yeah, and I felt like he was gonna get fucking like assassinated after that. Like I was like, oh shit, he's about to die.
Some Illuminati.
Yeah, like yeah. So but yeah, I think it was dope though, and I think more hip hop artists need to do stuff like that, but make it authentic if they truly feel it. Not do it just to be like, yo, I got this crazy idea. If I diss Trump, that'll get my career popping. And even though I don't feel that way, like I would never do it from that point of view, and I don't recommend any other artists doing it. But if they're really like, yo, I can't stand what he's doing, he's fucking up America, yeah, by all means, if there's any situation you feel that way about, speak on it. That's what hip hop is. And that should have been a reminder to everybody, like, yo, this is hip hop. This is what the fuck we do. This is how it started. Like,
anyone can use that platform.
Yeah. But hip hop today has become so like, let me not make anybody mad. Let me be friends with everybody. Let me collab with everybody. Let me not be honest about how I feel about this person, that person. Like, fuck that, dude. Speak your mind, man. It's your music. It's your music. And it should reflect you and your thoughts, not everyone else's thoughts, as far as like, let me try to please everyone else and make music that I know that I should make for people who listen to music. Like, do what you feel, and you'd be surprised at how many people will agree and feel the same way you do.